Mr. Vice Chancellor, Carleton graduates and guests, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce our honorary doctoral recipient, Gray Merriam. Gray Merriam is a professor emeritus at Carleton University. He taught and directed graduate students in the fields of population and landscape ecology and nurtured academic affiliations in Poland, Sweden, France, the Netherlands, and the US. In addition to publishing about 100 peer-reviewed research papers in international journals, chapters in research reviews, and numerous other scientific reports, he has co-authored several books on the ecosystem. Merriam was the president of the International Association of Landscape Ecology and on the editorial board of the journal Landscape Ecology. He directed the Landscape Ecology Research Laboratory, the Environmental Science Program, the Department of Biology, and the Ottawa-Carleton Institute of Biology at Carleton University. He has received honors from the U.S. chapter of the International Association of Landscape Ecology and the International Association for Landscape Ecology. I said it twice because it's so important. He was an honorary degrees from the University of Moncton and is a recipient of the La Tournelle Conservation Pioneer Award. In retirement, Merriam has tried to apply his ecological knowledge to the landscapes where he lives. He was the founding president of the Friends of the Salmon River, past chair of the Frontenac Stewardship Council, and is ecological advisor to the Kennebec Lake Association. He was named Green Cottager across Canada by Cottage Life magazine in 2009. Mr. Vice Chancellor, in recognition of the outstanding contributions to establishing and promoting the field of landscape ecology through teaching, research, and outreach, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Gray Merriam.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Governors and upon the recommendation of the University Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations. Really my pleasure.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, faculty and staff, honored guests, and today's special people, the graduands. You did it, all of you. Now what? As you find your place in the world, there will be lots of questions. Most will relate to earning a living, and most will have roots in the consumer economy model that we follow. Certainly, you must attend to questions about earning a living. But beyond the daily bread, what is the lasting value of those questions that arise from the consumer economy? If we ask how valuable a question is, the most frequent answer is actually a price, not a value, a price, dictated by the consumer marketplace. Those questions that will come to you will find their own answers as you find your place. Try not to worry about them. Instead, try to find some really valuable questions to pursue. Look for questions that will continue to be valuable when your children have children. One valuable question is illustrated in Canada recently. If we give natural features and processes the same rights, the same legal rights as a person, will it help correct our impacts on the global ecosystem? The example was in 2021, we illustrated the meaning of this question by giving rights to the Magpie River the legal rights of a person given to a river. You may not know the Magpie, but it is a truly wild river that flows off the Labrador Plateau to Quebec's North Shore and into the St. Lawrence opposite Anticosti. Truly a wild river. The essential background work to get the Magpie its rights as a river was done by many local groups who live on the land and know the land. The Magpie River Alliance and the Canadian Parks and Wilderness Society were leads in that process. The International Observatory on Nature's Rights worked with the Mingan Innu Band Council to get those rights. The Mingani regional county municipalities also helped with resolutions based on international and national laws that affect Indigenous peoples, and also based on Quebec's municipal laws. All this background work allowed the Magpie River in Quebec to be given legal personhood. It has the legal rights of a person. That is, the river was given the same rights as any citizen. If the river was hurt, the river could take the offender to court and seek justice. A set of 9 rights was laid out for the Magpie River. They included the right to live, the right to exist, the right to flow, the right to be conserved, and the right of access to the courts. The Magpie was the first Canadian entry in a long list, a long series of such declarations of natural rights in many countries in the world. All these declarations recognize that we were unable to apply technical solutions to solve the problems that we were causing in the functioning of global ecosystems. The proposals from many countries aimed to ensure rights of nature rather than trying to govern natural processes by technical interventions. The first award of the rights of nature was in 2008 in Ecuador. Ecuador rewrote Chapter 7 of their national constitution to include the rights of nature. They wrote, and I quote, "Nature, or Pachamama, where life is reproduced and occurs, has the right to integral respect for its existence and for the maintenance and regeneration of its life cycles, structure, functions, and evolutionary processes. All persons, communities, peoples, and nations can call upon public authorities to enforce those rights of nature." The first court case in Ecuador was about the Vilcabamba River. The river was the plaintiff, and the provincial court of Loja found in favor of the river and against the construction company that was dumping rubble into the river during a road widening process. Reparation was ordered by the courts. The construction company refused reparation, and the Global Alliance for the Rights of Nature, which was supporting this court work, could not afford a second lawsuit. So it went into abeyance briefly. But the judicial support of rights in Ecuador was reaffirmed in Ecuador in 2021 by the Los Cedros decision. That decision canceled all the licenses for mining in a protected area of the rainforest. That protected area was guaranteed the rights of nature, and all of their permits were canceled. Elsewhere on the globe, New Zealand, India, Spain, France, Portugal, Greece, and Finland, and probably some others, have all recognized the rights of nature. There's legal work going on in New Zealand where 4 rivers sought legal rights, and some, including the Wanganui, won those rights. In Colombia, the Rio Altrato is seeking its rights. In India, the sacred Ganga that we know as the Ganges and the holy Yamuna River are seeking natural rights. Establishing the legal rights of a river or a lake or a mountain is certainly a step forward in our care of particular parts of the global landscape. But our knowledge of climate change and other global crises demands more. Climate change is global. The atmosphere denies simplistic boundaries that the marketplace and cultural and political groups follow. Environmental processes and rights of nature must be coordinated in a global hierarchy of spatial scales, starting in the backyard, and then the municipality, and then the province, and the nation, the continent, and the entire globe. It quickly becomes clear that the application of rights of nature to aid in correcting and conserving global environmental processes requires better international cooperation and fewer isolationist struggles over simple profit. We need a new global objective, freed from some of the beliefs of the consumer economy. No, it is not a dream. It is something that's absolutely essential and will become more critical in the future. And you folks get that for homework. Take it home and fix it, okay? Thank you.